Good morning, everyone. I've had a lot of requests for this tutorial on how to set up your print files for printing at home. So that's what this is. This is the best that I understand it. It's a super complex topic, and it's actually a really buggy, quirky space. So this is how I would do it. Just keep in mind that really, whatever comes out of the printer, if it looks good, then it's good. If it doesn't look good, then it's not good. That's really the rule of thumb at the end of the day. So just because you follow these instructions exactly doesn't mean that you're going to get the result that you want. And, just because you don't follow these instructions doesn't mean that you won't get the result that you want. So it takes a little bit of trial and error, and just know that look carefully at what comes out the other end of the printer, and that's what you should be judging things based on, not based on whether you followed this tutorial exactly. So just keep that in mind. This is also for the Pro 100 specifically on Mac. Things are different if you're on Windows. Things are different if you're on a different printer. This is the workflow that I have found works best for me. So anyways, that being said, the first thing we have to do is install the ICC profile for the printer. ICC profiles are basically a set of instructions that give the software information about how to calibrate the printer for a specific paper set. So Red River creates these profiles for each one of their papers for each printer. So the first thing you have to do is go on the Red River site and then go to support and then go over to color profiles. And then this is where you can download all the profiles. So you want to click on the profile for your printer, in this case the Pro 100, and then scroll down and find your paper, which for a lot of you will be the Polar Matte double-sided. So I'm going to click on that. And then we're going to download a zip file. And then in the zip file, you've got two things. You got the ICC profile itself and the instructions. We need both of those. I'm going to open the instructions, just sort of have that open. And then the ICC profile, we have to drag into a specific folder on our computer. So if you're in Finder, go ahead and go up to Go, and then where do we go? To Computer. Okay, and then we want to go to our hard drive, and then into Library, and then Color Sync, and then Profiles. So this is where you want to drag that ICC file. I already have it installed, but yeah, you just drag it in. It might ask you for your password, and that will actually install it. And then any ICC profile aware program will see this in there. Okay, so once you have this in here, it's installed. Okay, so now that we've got that going on, let's go over to InDesign. So I used to print from InDesign, but one of the problems with ICC profiles is that sometimes they can become double applied. So they're sort of like filters, like Instagram filters, that correct the color for your paper. But if you apply the filter twice, then it looks really bad because you're basically correcting it and then correcting the already corrected thing. And so this is a huge problem. And in InDesign, I haven't been able to figure out a way to get it to not correct it twice, which is really annoying. So the way I do it is to actually export to a PDF and to print to from Acrobat. So that's the way I've been doing it lately. So I've got a document open here. Let's go to File, Export. I want to export as a PDF document. Desktop is fine. Okay, and then in these settings, let's start with the high quality print setting, and then we want to change just a couple things. So let's go through here. In the compression tab, I recommend not downsampling anything. Basically, downsampling is just going to make your images smaller. So just go to do not downsample for all of these. And then, I don't know, I think JPEG compression at maximum is fine. But if you really want to, you could put no compression. It's going to make for a really big file, but yeah, I guess you could go to no compression. Marks and bleeds, turn on crop marks, and then make sure that you're using the document bleed settings. I'm not using bleeds in this document, but yours should probably say 0p9 for a 1/8 inch bleed. And then in output, yeah, just make sure that this is on no color conversion. Since we're printing for the Pro 100, I don't recommend converting it to CMYK. So just no color conversion is the way to go. And then the rest of these should be good. Let's click export. Okay, so that's going to take a while to export. Let's close this up. All right, so while that's exporting, let's look at these profile instructions. because there's a few things that this tells you. One is just sort of some instructions on how to, install the profile. But then it also gives you these setting recommendations. So it's telling us to, set the print quality to custom level 2, which is the high quality print setting. And then if you scroll down, it tells you the media settings requirements. So this is basically something that isn't a profile that you can install. It's presets on the printer. And so it suggests the setting that's closest to the paper that you're using. So if we scroll down to Polar Matte, here it is, Polar Matte double-sided, it's telling us to use the preset of Matte Photo Paper N. Okay, so we're going to remember that preset because we're going to plug that in when we go to print in Acrobat. All right, so we got this, it exported. Let's open it up in Acrobat. There we go. I already got the crop marks in there. Obviously, your art should extend past to the bleeds. Mine doesn't because I don't have this document set up for bleeds, but yours should. Okay, so let's go up to File and down to Print. And then just go ahead and select the correct printer, Pro 100. In page setup, you want to make sure that you have the right page size. For a lot of you, that's probably going to be 13 by 19 because that's the largest size for your printer. Let's just go ahead and format for the Pro 100. That'll give us the presets for that printer. And then let's go up to the 13 by 19. And then these different ones have like different margins. Just choose the regular one here. Okay. Click OK. And then just in the paper handling section, make sure that you're at actual size. You don't want it to stretch the document to fit or anything like that. So actual size is going to make sure that you're printing at 100%. Okay, couple more things. Let's go into advanced. And then we don't need to add trim marks because we already have them burned into our document. So that's already in there. We don't want to print as image. So make sure that's unchecked. That'll make your thing look really bad. So make sure that's unchecked. This is all good. And then the last thing we need to do is in color management. We just want to go to printer color management. This is where, if we went to Acrobat color management, we'd end up double applying the color, ICC profile. So just make sure that's on printer color management. Click OK. And then we also need to go to printer, select the Canon Pro 100. And then here in presets, or excuse me, not in presets, down here in layout, let's click that and go down to color matching and then switch to color sync. And then this is where we're going to select the profile that we downloaded. Okay, so color sync and then select the profile, which is, where is it? Okay, other profiles. Okay, here it is. So this is the one we installed, the Red River Polar Matte Canon Pro 100. Okay, so let's select that one, click OK, and then we're good to go. Okay, and then one last thing. Go down to quality and media. And then where it says media type, this is where we want to plug in that setting that we found in that PDF that we downloaded. So I go to photo papers, and then over here, it's the matte photo paper N. That's the thing that it told us to use. So let's select that. And then in the print quality, let's go to custom, and then we'll take that up to the high quality setting. Or I think you could just go to high quality. I think either one of those is fine. I think I just usually do high quality. Okay, so now we're ready to go. That should be the proper color. So again, just make sure that whatever you get out the other end of the printer looks good. If it looks good, then everything's good. If it doesn't look good, then we're going to need to tweak things a little bit further because we found that some people don't like these settings. They end up using other settings. It's a little bit of trial and error. So just be sensitive to the color balance and to the level of light and dark. If things have like a magenta cast, then it's not right. If things have a really green cast over all the images, then that's not right either. One thing I like to do is look at skin tones. So find a photo with people in it, print that out, and you'll be able to tell if the skin tones look accurate. If someone looks like they're sunburned, then you're probably getting some kind of issue with color profiling. If they look really zombie-like and sick because they're like green, then that's not right either. Also happy to look at your outputs to make sure that they look correct before you print out your whole file. So that's it, guys. Hope that's helpful, and I'll talk to you all soon.